things that I got at Daiso. I got this thing with the double pointed needles that I got. On the next video, I'm going to attempt to make my own circular magic loop needles. So, you know, I made the cap about $5 to $10. That's not what happened. I still spent about 30 bucks, which isn't bad, because I was trying to be frugal and I just totally messed up. I got a little bag so we can put our things in it, and I got a few other little, you know, things that are kind of necessities, right? We need these things. It's our first trip out to a yarn store. It's not really a yarn store, it's a discount store. But the things there are really, really cute, and it's hard to pass up silly little things like this. You're going to need a pair of little snippers anyway, so I'm sure you've got some scissors at home, but you can always use a little pair of snippers. I got these little things. They're actually sew-on buttons, but they've got this little loop in the back of them. And what I did was I got these little things. I don't know what this is going to look like. This is probably craziness, but you can use these as little impromptu stitch markers. $1.50. When you go to the Michael's or a local yarn store, stitch markers can be a little like, what? How much are those things? They're like $5, $6 for a pack of God knows how many. And sometimes less, sometimes more. And these are just little bits of string with these little hooks on the bottom. I'm going to put them on those, whoops, I'm going to put them on those little buttons and see what it turns out like. It's probably not going to be the greatest, but as just last minute kind of like, hey, I got it at Daiso and I made it myself. Why not, right? These are stitch holders. You'll eventually want to learn how to use these. It's not rocket science, you know. Literally, if you need to take stitches off of your needles and set them aside as to be worked on later, that's what these are for. Also, if you need to take your project off your needles and because you want to work on something else and you're being impatient, you can always use one of these. Great. This, I know, is going to make absolutely 0 sense. But what I use little things like this for is literally to just bind my 2 needles together if I've got a large project on it or whatever kind of project. And I literally just wrap this around the needle, stick the end into the other little hole, and it all works out. You'll see. You'll see. You could never have too many of these. I actually am sad that they didn't have the cute little kitty or bunny ones or little doggy ones. Usually they're really cute, but I got those. And the other thing that I got, the last little bit, were these little erasers. I was in the little eraser aisle. I've got myself double pointed needles here. They're kind of big, so I like to put little erasers on the ends of my double pointed needles. So these were the biggest needles that were available. It says right here they're 5.1 millimeters. I don't know what this number is up here, but I think they consider this size needle a size 10 at 5.1 millimeter, which doesn't really make much sense. It seems more like, yeah, like they consider it a size 10. 5 millimeters, whatever. And then this wool here, good enough. These needles are smaller, okay? So these needles are about 5.1 millimeter, and the yarn is about a 5.7 millimeter. It requires a 5.7 millimeter. I guess let's get started. Wow, look at all the yarn that fit in there. Not bad. I'm making a mess. I can't see the camera if it's focusing or not, but I hope it focuses. These are so cute. Oh, what I want to do is because they're double pointed, look, it fits. This is so cute. And I think it's gonna work out. You can put some glue on the end of it if you'd like, but oh god, just the cutest ever. I've got some tags to take off. It works. I don't know how well it's gonna work on yarn. It might not work that great. Not that great. Let's hold it tight and see what happens. Ah, it works. My counter, I love it. I lose my green counter a lot, so I'm glad that I got another one. And then you just wind this little thing to reset it back to 0. We use these as stitch markers, or you could pin them on the sides of your rows so you can see how many rows you've gone up. In case you don't have one of these, you can at least count that way. Lots of little things that you can use these for. So they come in very, very handy. This, I know, is one of those things that's not going to make any sense. That I really didn't need to buy it. I don't even know what it's used for regularly. I guess it's regularly used to tie off bags in the refrigerator, snacks and breads and things like that. But I use them to tie off my knitting needles so my work doesn't come off. I don't need both of them. I can just use one. So we're going to take our knitting needles with the little peepers on them. They're so cute. And we've got some, we're going to pretend we've got some work up here that we want to keep safe, and we don't want it to fall off. So let's see if this works. Twist it around. Shove it in the little snoot. So that's our stuff, nice and safe. I am very, very pleased. Very pleased. This works very nicely. Now the next thing that I'm going to show you really fast are the stitch markers. Now this is different. I've never done this before. So, alright, that's what these look like here. And they have these little hooks. And when I saw the little hooks, I thought, wow, yeah, this could be kind of cool. So I'm going to take out a pink one because I think that'll look cuter. So here's a pink one. And my plan is I'm going to use these as stitch markers. Oh, well, I didn't show you, but these are the little buttons that I'm undoing. Okay, so I've got a bunch of these little things and this little crown. It's a little princess crown. Let's see how this looks. Put all my little stitch markers on these, and I didn't glue them like I did that first one because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it's just there to dangle on your knitting needles. You can also use this as a stitch marker if you were to need to. You really don't need to use any stitch markers right now, but you can. And I'm going to show you how to do all of the knitting thing right now. This is another one of those things that you can find at Daiso. It's a pack of 3. I can't find the third one, but it's chunkier. It's little, medium, and chunky. And it also comes with these little boop boop things. Some of the stuff like this, I mean, you don't even need this. You don't need it, but it's just so freaking cute. It's so cute. Alright, so we're going to get started. Okay, there wasn't enough space for what I was trying to do earlier, but I really can't explain how adorable this is. This is just so cute. and it works very nicely. What I'm doing here is I'm just about to finish up. I'm making a headband. I think I forgot to mention that. I could have stopped at like a little bracelet or something, like, you know, you can put a little button on this or clasp or something, and just kind of put it together. It's just to get you started with knitting. I literally could just stop about there, but I think I'm going to keep on going a little bit. One skein is about enough for a little headband, and I like to make these for myself, so to take off my makeup. I have a couple of other ones that I've made that, you know, are extra fancy. We have little cables all over them, and they're very, very pretty. Oh, these are cute. I'm just dying. But they are, it's hard to make a video with these things on because they're so long and cumbersome. They're great to learn on. You think is it too tight for a headband? I don't think it's too tight. I think I'm going to stop here. I'm going to show you how to bind this off. I'm going to knit one more row, and then I'm going to bind this off, and I'm going to show you how to knit the two pieces together, and then we're going to try it on and see how it looks. Alright, I'm going to do this real fast before I run out of juice. So, we're going to do one more knit row. Now we're going to do the bind off row. It's so, okay. To bind off, you are going to knit the first stitch, slip it off your needle, knit a second stitch. Now you have two stitches here. You're going to leave them kind of loose. You're going to take the first stitch and you're going to pull it over the first stitch. I snagged because of the little chicks on the end are just adorable, and you just can't help but smile when you're using them. They're just so freaking cute. Alright, this is gonna be almost finished. So the very last one, I'm gonna pull it over, right? And that's it. We've got all our stitches bound off. Give yourself a little room here. Give yourself a 6-inch shell, whatever, to weave it in a minute, and snip this yarn and pull up the stitch and take your needle out and pull that yarn through your stitch. Then pull it tight. Okay? Pull it tight. Now you're going to take your needle, pull it through. That side looks better, so I'm just going to do it this way. I'm literally just going to graft the two pieces together like in the worst way. I really don't care right now. It just doesn't really matter. So I'm going through these legs there and the two legs on the other side. Just go through them like that. Okay. One more. And that's about it. Now the rest we just weave in. Literally you can just go like put it through the edge stitches here on the end. That's the good thing about working with garter stitch, is it doesn't really matter. It doesn't look terrible. Snip that. And now we're going to hide the other end. Okay, so there we go. I weaved in the ends on both sides, and I do have that ugly little seam, but I have myself a cute little headband, and I am very, very proud of myself that all of these things went so well, so cute and adorable. I loved every single second of this. And here's the finished stitch marker. This is, if you just add the stitch marker that the little button straight onto the little clasp, then it's just going to dangle there, which is fine because it could just dangle on your work as you're knitting your projects. Not this project really. It's not difficult to count 10 stitches every single row. It gets really monotonous after a while, but still it's fun to have these little things. It just turned out really, really, really well, except for that giant nub on the back. I told you Gorilla Glue expands quite a bit. It doesn't glue right to start with, but it does glue, and it glues really, really well. This all turned out so well, and I'm very happy with myself. I love all the little things that I made. I can't get enough of these things. They're so cute. It gives me so many ideas. I want to go back to Daiso and get some more and just make as many of those things as I possibly can, and actually maybe glue them so I know that they're going to become permanent on there. They're not gonna just fall off. But I had a lot of fun. I had a huge adventure doing all of this. I'm really looking forward to putting all of this together. I can't wait to see what it's going to end up looking like. Super, super excited. But I'm really, really tired. I'm really tired. I did a lot of stuff. I ran around a lot all over the place getting things done. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here because I think I've made enough of a fool of myself sitting here taking off my makeup on a video. I don't know what I was thinking. So, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful, and that's it. Hopefully, like I said, you enjoyed it, you got something out of it, and subscribe and like.
I'm lost. Please can you help me?
Big question. Try to take that one slowly. We have been trying to contact family members, but really there is so much admin. I wasn't here, I was...
See? Someone needs to vote child protection.
Death doesn't count, really.
Furious, fearful, tongue-tied. More superpowers if you use them properly.
Okay. Found one. Oh my god. Probably better off getting a regular pair of snizzers.